Hey everyone, this is Tim, and I hope you're doing well. This is a very late night in Sapporo, and I'm just about to board the ferry to go to Kyoto. Thought the ferry would be kind of a fun trip, but it's a little bit late. It's like 11:30, and I'm not sure if you can see through the reflection. Maybe you can't, but that is the ferry over there. It is a large ferry, and it's a long walk. And the trip from Sapporo, actually Otaru to Kyoto, is about 21 hours. So it's a full day, and we get to spend the night in the ferry. Can't wait to see what it's about. I think we're near the end. I'll take you on aboard, and we'll check it out. Come on, let's go.
はい、お部屋をご案内いたしますよ。はい、ではお部屋の鍵ご用意してます。
Oh, thank you.
2つ上の階の6階にお部屋がございますね。
Ah, okay, thank you. So I got my key, and I am on the 6th floor. And not knowing Japanese, the gentleman was kind enough to show me on the map. Look at this. This is a really nice ferry, and I think that is the menu. Wow, 6,000 yen for dinner. It's like a $50 meal. I think I'm going to be eating right over there with all the vending machines. But let's get into the room first. Right by the entrance, I think this is my room, 638. 638. Come on, let's go inside. Oh my goodness. So this is actually a twin room. I think for a singles, you can either get a berth or just a sleeper with no privacy, but I thought just a little bit extra, this would be nice. And later on when I settle in, I'll tell you a little bit of a difference about the rooms and what the ship has to offer. Okay, so this is actually quite spacious and more spacious than the hotel I have in Tokyo. So 2 beds, and the tables and chairs are a little low. Let's see what's outside the window. Too dark to see outside. A balcony on the outside will be fun in the morning. A couple of beds with a blanket and a cover sheet. I think these are pajamas, which is kind of nice. Oh, a robe. And I believe on the ship they have saunas and spas and everything, so we'll like to check that out. And let's see what this says. I would like to pretend I know what that means, but I think it's Google Translate to the rescue. This has helped me out so much. To customers, thank you for coming aboard. All water on board is for drinking purposes. There are also hot water supply rooms on each floor. Be careful when boiling water. Using the pot, the provided refrigerator is empty. Please use it for storing food and drinks. Cannot be frozen. In addition, we dispose all leftover food and drinks after entering the port. So please be careful. And this ship is called the Shin Nihonbashi. And there's a kettle for the said hot water. And here are some drinks, green tea, and some cups. So that's looking pretty good. And let's check out the washroom. Go. So in Japan, you've got the interesting toilets, and oh, look at this, a full-size bath on the ferry. So that's impressive, but I think I'm just going to be using the shower. But I must tell you, those take a little bit of getting used to. And again, thank goodness for Google Translate. Otherwise, It's a little bit of a mess. And let's see. So we've got some air conditioning, some heating, and I think a closet right over here. Okay, so this is just an overnight ferry, and I don't think I'm going to be making use much of this because I've got that extra bed that the suitcase can go on, and then some fabric freshener. I think that's about it for the room. I think there's a manual here with DVDs, ferry information. I think I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to freshen up. And I know it's late, but all of a sudden it's kind of fun to explore, and can't wait to explore together. So again, I'll read up on this, I'll freshen up, and I'll take you around the ship. But in the meantime, I'll leave you with the room and a view of the dock as we pull off right now. Those robes are so comfortable, and after a shower I'm all refreshed, and more importantly the camera battery and the phone batteries are refreshed as well. So it's pretty nice here, and I've just been browsing through the ferry information booklet, and it seems like everything or all the activities are happening on the 5th floor. I'm on the 6th floor and there's like a conference room, but on the 5th floor that's where all the activities, the restaurants, the cafes, and I think there's also a sauna and a bath, a public bath. And while I'd love to take you and go in and check it out, I think if I try to go in with a camera, they're probably going to set up a plank and make me walk it. So let's not do that. And I think there's the open decks as well. That looks pretty gorgeous, and I can't wait to check that out. And on the 4th floor, I think that's where I'm going to go to. I think they have some stores which are now closed, I bet, because it's after midnight. But they have the vending machines that should be open. And, you know, as remember flying on a plane or going on a train, having a nice pot or a nice bowl of hot instant noodles is so comforting. And I don't think that would be any different on a ferry as well. So let's go in. I've got my wallet, and let's go in and or let's go out and check out the ferry. All right, and I think we just go down the stairs. So very quiet here. Nice and peaceful, and I'm gonna keep my voice down. But this is the 5th floor, restaurant, grill, and the sauna. And let's see. So that's the ladies' sauna, and that's the men's spa, and we can't go in, at least not with a camera. And I think we have a restaurant here, and this is what we will have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And on the other side, I think this is where we get access to the deck. I think that is a smoking room. And a dining area up ahead. That is for the fine dining. Oh, right there. So pretty nice here. And let's see what's outside. The weather here is comfortable and cool, just perfect. And I believe this is the back of the ship. As you can see, the smoke and the steam are drifting away, and a beautiful night sky. And this is the 4th floor. I think everything is closed except for the vending machines. Some cigarettes, some drinks, some beer, ice cream, and my favorite, the instant noodles. So since it's so late, I think we need to go for the little one. So the original, the curry, ooh, the seafood. And I'm not sure what these are. Let's try the seafood. So this is interesting. This is 230 yen for the little one. And for the big one, it's 270, a difference of 40 yen. I think we gotta go for the big one. $1,000 credit, and we'll go for the seafood. And I have my noodles. Let's go and enjoy. I think this is ready, and the room is filling up with the smell of the instant noodle goodness, that wonderful salty fried noodle smell. And let's mix it up. Okay, nice and warm. And again, I got the large, kind of like, feels like I'm in the theater. You get the large pop for only a couple of cents more. Give this a mix. Right. Cheers. It's hot. All right. Whether on a plane, a train, or a ferry, instant noodle makes everything nice and comforting, and all is right with the world. I'm doing my best to slurp as loud as possible. So I think I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to call it a night. And I'll leave you with the views from the back of the ship, the night sky, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Had a really nice sleep, especially with that big bowl of ramen. And you just get a little bit used to the swaying and the vibration of the engine. And once you get over that, it puts you to sleep just like that. And this is a beautiful day out at sea with a gorgeous view. And it's quite interesting here. The sun rises at about 4:30, 5 a.m. So I certainly had an early start. And what better way than to start the day than to head up to the cafeteria and have some breakfast, a little bit of coffee, and a nice savory spicy curry to begin the day. And after breakfast, I got to explore the ship some more. A massage room with some massage chairs, an arcade and gaming room, and plenty of space for you to sit back and relax on the ship or in the privacy of your own balcony. And it is a gorgeous view and really enjoyable and relaxing trip. And there is one issue though. It's mainly my issue. I assumed that internet and connectivity and Wi-Fi were a given. Well, out at sea, it certainly is not the case, and certainly on this ferry, internet and Wi-Fi is certainly not available here. So normally I'd be okay with that, being disconnected away from work and no work emergencies calling. However, I have been relying on Google Translate to do all my Japanese interpretation. I don't speak nor read Japanese, so Google Translate was a much needed help. I know there must be a downloadable offline version that you can use, but doesn't do me any good now. So I think I'm just going to have to wing it. And right now it's approaching noon, so it's about lunchtime. And I hope you're hungry. I can't wait to go for lunch together, and we'll try to make it through without any Google translation. So again, I hope you're hungry. Come on, let's go for lunch. And while I can't read the sign, I think that means that's the way to the cafeteria. So lunch is from 12 to 1, so that looks pretty good. A little bit of noodles and some rice. But what do I see here? Some noodles, and I think this is a salmon roe, ikura. Very hard to decide because the beef looks good too. So this one's good?
Hi.
And this little one?
Okay.
Is it okay? Is this one okay?
Okay, nice, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so a beautiful table here.
Hi, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
This soy sauce and
Soy sauce here?
soy sauce, soy sauce.
Ah. So this is the lunch here. So I got a little bit of coffee. This is the miso soup and some rice. with the fish roe. And this is not beef. This is tuna with a little bit of a quail's egg. And it's kind of interesting. It does not have the color of tuna or beef, but it'll be interesting to give it a try. Let's try a little bit of the miso soup. Very light, delicate broth and a good start. All right, let's dig into the tuna. Except the egg. I'm gonna try, oh, some purple. I'm gonna try a little first. Well, it tastes like tuna, a little bit fresh, just a little bit of soy sauce. And maybe a little bit of wasabi. There we go, big bite. All right, the color may not look it, but it is very nice. A little bit of soy sauce and the wasabi, a lot more flavor, pretty good. Let's try the ikra, a little bit of shisho leaf. Gonna remove the ginger, a little bit of soy sauce, add a little bit of rice, a little bit of salmon roe. This actually makes its own sauce. There we go, beautiful. That's actually my favorite. This is very simple, just 2 ingredients, and the flavor is greater than the sum of its parts. Wonderful combination. So I'm gonna finish this up, and we can go exploring the ferry some more. Cheers. So that was a nice lunch, and I think this is another dining room they have here. And I think that one requires some reservation and maybe a little bit of a sweet treat after lunch. Some ice cream. Okay. Ah,
Thank you very much.
thank you so much.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. A little bit of dessert, and let's find a seat. Really nice to end a meal with dessert. Very good. And a beautiful view as well. So a little bit about the ferry. This is a pretty long ferry, about 274 meters, I believe. And there's a lot of rooms on board, different types of rooms. The room I am in is called, I think, the deluxe room for a single traveler. You can get a berth or a shared room, and the berth is about $80 US, and the shared room is about $130 US. I decided to choose a private room, and usually they're for 2 people. So I got the one with a balcony, and that is the deluxe room. And that is about $240 US. If you want to choose one without the balcony, it's a little bit cheaper. Looking online, that's called the stateroom, and it's about $150. And if you want to splurge, they have a suite that includes all your meals and a beautiful room, and that's going to run you about $430 for a one-day journey. So I'm just going to finish this ice cream cone, and lots of activities to do on the ferry, walking around here. That conference room they turned that into a theater, and I think what was playing were the Minions and the Avengers, so I can't wait to check that out. And maybe I'll head over to the sauna and the bath. It might be a fun experience, and so I'll take you back later. Unfortunately, I don't think I can take you in with me to the sauna, but in lieu of that, I'll leave you with this gorgeous view. So I actually did try the sauna and the bath, and it was pretty relaxing. They also had Iron Man playing as well, but unfortunately it was in Japanese, so I got a chance to rest in the room and just explore the ship some more, looking over the front of the ship. Beautiful room where you can just sit and read and relax. But now I think it's time for supper, and I know we just had lunch, or at least on the video it looks like we just had lunch, but it's a couple of hours passed, and this is our dinner menu. So even without the Google Translate, I think I know what that is. Some beautiful cutlets and some nice ramen. So maybe something deep fried and some comforting noodles. Come on, let's go in. Hello. Hi. Ah, thank you. So tonkatsu and butter corn ramen. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right, so they are pretty quick. Let's take a look at our dinner. Thank you so much. They certainly overdid it with the dinner, but we have the pork cutlet, the tonkatsu, and a beautiful ramen. Butter has been melted, and a little bit of corn and the fatty pork. I think this is the miso soup. And dinner has begun. Let's give the tonkatsu a try. And I think we'll need a little bit of the sauce, a little bit over the pork, or a lot. Looking pretty crispy. Very good. This is a thin cutlet, crispy on the outside, and porky goodness on the inside. Very tasty, but I think I was spoiled with that trip to Tokyo to a place called Hajime. Wonderful pork cutlet, nice and thick and juicy, piping hot, a luscious egg, and the pork was tender and fatty and juicy. But on a ferry, this will certainly do. I'm going to try the ramen. And speaking of fatty pork, this is as wonderful and fatty as it gets. Some bamboo, a little bit of corn, some nice ramen. Let's give that a try. Slurping as loud as I can. And look at this luscious meat. It's just falling apart. Give that a try. Just melts in the mouth, and that pork is nice and tender, and the fat is nicely rendered and so soft. Just a little bit. There we go. So the ferry has a really nice cafeteria. I know on the other end there was the higher end dining facility and lots of plated dishes. Would love to try, but I think you have to make that a couple of days in advance. So didn't get a chance to try it, but this is absolutely wonderful. So a quick dinner, and I think we are about to wrap up. It's about 7 o'clock now, and I think we get there at about 9:30. And an hour before, I think we hand in our room keys. So I think I'm just gonna finish off this dinner, and I'll meet you back in the room because I think we need to pack. And I'll give you my final thoughts. But so far, pretty good, very relaxing. And this dinner is about $15, so not too bad at all. And cheers. That was a lot of food, and I forgot to stress just how good the ramen was. That broth was rich and creamy, especially with the butter, and the corn made it extra special. And what looks to be a potato salad, that was a squid salad, and I must say, the squid, I'm not a big fan of squid, but the squid in Japan is actually very good. And as you can see, I am here in my cabin. We're just getting ready to disembark. It's near the end of the trip. And I've got everything packed up. It wasn't very difficult, really. I just kind of shoved everything in, and I hope the zipper holds under all that pressure. But no, it's a really enjoyable trip, and I thought I'd share a couple of final thoughts here. So this is from Sapporo to Kyoto, And I could have done this by train, and that would involve about 11-hour journey during the day on the train where you're just stuck on the train. Here, it's longer, it's 21 hours on sea, by the sea. During the day, you get to explore the ship and do fun activities. And at night, you can have a good night's sleep with the motion of the ferry. And of course, all the food in the cafeteria and the specialty dining area. And I think I certainly went overboard there, pun intended. And for this room, I paid about $240 for it. But again, this is meant for 2 people, so really it's about $100 and $120 per person. So I think it's pretty well worth it. Really enjoyable, and I guess a nice break from your vacation. So a couple of hours we'll be disembarking, and I think I'm just going to rest up, have a nice cup of tea, and thank you so much for joining. Really grateful to get to experience this and share this journey with everyone there. So until we see each other again, I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're eating well. And of course, I hope you're traveling well. Take care of each other, and God bless. Cheers. Very good. And finally, this is the view from the room, reflections and blackness of the sea.